What's up, guys? I'm Paul. This is Pauline Theology's Daily Devo, man. And this is Trust in Jesus Ministries. We're back. We're studying the Word. We're in Genesis. We're in Genesis chapter 9. We're starting a new chapter. And in a way, we're starting a new chapter of life in the way of the world, in earth, because we have come to Noah. And we saw Noah got off the boat. We saw Noah worship God. He gave a sacrifice. And now we're going to see what happens next. So if you haven't checked it out, see Genesis chapter 9, verse 1 through 7. Read it, see what it has to say. Come back and we'll discuss the 4 questions. If you've already read it, let's go ahead and check it out, man. What does the scriptures say? What is the guy who wrote these scriptures saying about what happened after Noah? Well, it says that God blessed Noah, man. And he told him to do the thing that he had said to Adam originally. That's how we know this is a new era, is because it's like a restart. Adam started, and now we have Noah starting, because God blesses him again. He says, be fruitful, go multiply, fill the earth. And then there's extra that's going on. So after the flood, there's something new going on. Now it says that the dread or fear, animals will fear human beings now. So that kind of discontent or that tension between animals that we saw with the serpent and the woman has now further progressed to all animals, because we're going to see there's another thing that is instituted as well. Not to say that it didn't happen, but we can clearly see that we can do it. And we'll talk about that when we get there. But yeah, so we have the fear of dread, or the fear and dread is upon man, all the animals, man, every animal. And so God is giving a power for them to be subject to us. And so that's one of the things. And I guess that's a way in which that one rulership that we talked about in Adam, where it says that he's to subdue the earth, dominate it, control it as a co-regent or a vice regent of God, then this is kind of a little bit of that statement here, but it's a different kind because of the corruption that we have on this world. I think maybe it comes from the fact that punishment comes because of man as a representative of the earth. But anyway, as we continue, we see that that it says that all of these creatures God gave into their hands. But then next, it says that we are allowed to eat meat. And I think that's a part of the way. I don't know about allow, but it's clearly stated in this place. We could have eaten meat before, but it might have been the fact that we were vegetarian. And it could be that the same fact with animals as well, that they are vegetarian. And then now things have changed in this new dispensation or this new time frame, because that could be a part of the reason that the fear and the dread come over, is because of that bloodlust. Because now after that, God institutes something else, a penalty for taking the life of man. He says that if the life of man has been taken, then something will be required. And that is not just of man. So if human beings murder another human being, a life is required, but it's also animals, because the price of a human being is so valuable. It's the image of God. And that's what God states. He says that we are made in his image. Therefore, there's going to be required something for the life of a human being, whether it's an animal or a man. And then finally, it says what was required of it. He stated something is required. Well, life is required, flesh for flesh. And it says by man, this will be done. And so in a way, this is instituting a retributive justice. And that is, or some call it like, I think it's a lax telenon or something, an eye for an eye. And so this is also a say for capital punishment as well, is that if man has been slain, by man will that life be slain. So that's some things that God has instituted in this new time or this new season in the life of the world. We have one more thing as well, as the reinstatement, or again, God says, fill the earth, multiply. And so this is something that God feels strongly about, is that we should multiply, grow, and fill the earth, man. And because he desires for human beings to be on this planet. That is why he blessed us with this place, so that we can live here and share in a walk with him and this wonderful harmony. And so I think that's wonderful, because it just shows. Well, we'll see what it shows when we get to what does this say about God. Well, we're on it, guys. What does this say about God? I think it just shows his love for his creation. The fact that he would continue to tell us to increase and to grow and fill the earth, despite the sins that we have, man. It's just his love that he has for human beings, but also that he's a blessed God. I mean, he desires to bless his creation. I believe in the last chapter we talked about how he has called them to fill and multiply all of the animals, not just human beings, but he reinstitutes this new inauguration of the world as Noah comes out of the ark. And so he just loves all of his creation and he cares for it. But he's also a judge, man, is that he sees the life of human beings as is infinitely valuable. And so if something happens, he is going to take the place as judge to make sure that the action that has taken will be rectified, that there will be justice being made. Now, what does this say about man? Well, I think it says that we're called to care for the world, is that we're called to take care of and rule over this world again. And we do it with love, and we do it with compassion. And it's because we care for the animal. We care for the human. We care for all those things around. But also that we know we're made in the image of God, is that we are infinitely valuable because God made us in his image. And that means something. It's where our identity is found. It should be placed in the fact that we are the images of God, representatives of who he is on this planet. We talked in length about that in one of the first couple of episodes. So check that out if you want to know more about what it means to be in the image and the likeness of God. How do we apply these truths to our lives? I think one thing that's super important for us is to recognize that we are made in the image of God. And so right now, if you feel unworthy, if you feel hopeless, or you feel broken, or you feel like you have no value, or that you're not worth anything, well then fix your eyes firmly on the one who created you. Fix your heart firmly on the one who has molded you from the dust of the ground. Because what he says is that you are worth everything because you were made in his image. You were made in his image. And so much so that as you continue through the oracles of Scripture, if you continue through the writings, you see that he gave his son for you, Jesus Christ, so that you might live and know your worth and know your value. Hey, I thank you guys for listening, and I will see you in the next episode.